There are 87 large, double-hung windows in Springfield's old state capitol. This is the story of how the first 11 of these windows were restored.
We're doing what would be called the worst case scenario windows in different spots on the building. The windows, as bad as they can look, are excellent candidates for restoration. They were milled from old growth wood, which is superior and a testament to the fact that they're still there. And all of the infirmities can be corrected with a good restoration program. We're very pleased to have been able to do some work on the Old State Capitol. Happy to help save some of the good American heritage that needs to be saved for our children and their children's sake.
It's truly difficult for us to understand how far we are removed in time and technology from the middle of the 19th century. The Old State Capitol was one of the largest buildings in Illinois in the middle of the 19th century, so its windows were destined to be large as well. But in these large rooms, the windows played a very important role. They allowed a tremendous amount of light to shine through and to support the operations of each and every room. And since the windows were designed as double-hung windows, they created ventilation during the warm months of the year. And on the outside, they give the building order and beauty. These windows are tremendously important for us to preserve today. They are a key feature, and in the building's preservation, perhaps most important, second only to the roof, in the attention that should be paid to them in order to make sure the building is here and in good health and in good condition for future generations.
Well, I will do a quick overview, I think. Structural is the disassembly of the sash itself and the checking of all the joinery, and then to evaluate the windows as they come in as to what might be needed. There could be a muntin bar missing or some very, very severe deterioration that we have to custom mill a new part. The Lightwave Stripper is the name of the device that does this stripping. It's an advanced infrared technology. It allows a very quick, easy way to strip. Within 60 seconds, a swath of wood can be left clean and dry. It strips all of the old paint off, not part of it. There's extensive sanding. It's a 5-step sanding method that we use, with palm sanding and different grits down to hand sanding. It goes into epoxy, and that's a 3-stage program of structural, aesthetic, and then we say fine line. And this gives it a very, structurally makes it very sound. It's like the Rock of Gibraltar. All of the holes, gouges, splinters, checking, worn edges, worn profiles, all of that's corrected with epoxies to the 100% level. The window literally is brought back to the way it used to look.
The restoration of the windows provided us with an opportunity to improve on the historic interpretation of the building. In the late 1960s, when the building was being reconstructed, they chose a glass for the windows that was a little too distorted. And the building has lived with that glass as a consequence for the last 5 decades. This preservation effort gave us the opportunity to go back and make that correction. It's subtle, but we wanted to provide a glass inside the window, referred to as a light, which is a little more accurate to what would have originally been in the window in 1840 when the building would have opened.
The windows we restored, they're going to be dramatically different looking than the windows that are currently in place. They are pretty needy. They need to be restored. Those windows are so worth saving. And my hope is that when they see the results of a restored window, that it'll register that, oh my goodness, this is what they could look like. And of course, saves our heritage. That's, important. Not only the beauty, but the original construction, the way it was made. This is really important for our heritage.
It's important that people understand how many steps go into restoring a historic window. So we were very pleased when we identified Restoration Works. Gail and her team have done a phenomenal job at every step in the process. So we're delighted to present this wonderful accomplishment in preservation as part of our ongoing efforts of stewardship at the Old State Capitol.